The night shift at the Deep Space Listening Post was usually quiet. Thomas Reed liked it that way. The soft hum of computers and the gentle blinking of monitor lights kept him company as he sipped his third cup of coffee. The small observation station, hidden in the mountains of Colorado, was one of Earth's many ears to the stars. The clock showed 2:47 a.m. when everything changed. At first, it was just a small blip on his screen, different from the usual background noise of space. Thomas almost missed it while reaching for his coffee mug. But then the pattern repeated, and repeated again. He sat up straight, his coffee forgotten. "That's not random," he whispered to himself, his fingers flying across the keyboard. The signal was clear and structured, unlike anything he had seen in his 15 years of watching the stars. The pattern was simple, prime numbers repeated in sequence. But there was something else hidden within them. A message that seemed to be written specifically for human minds to understand. Thomas grabbed his phone and called his boss, Dr. Wilson. It rang 5 times before a sleepy voice answered. "Sir, you need to see this," Thomas said, his voice shaking with excitement. "We're receiving a signal. It's not natural." Within an hour, the quiet listening post became a hub of activity. Scientists in rumpled clothes rushed through its narrow halls, their eyes bright with excitement despite the early hour. Dr. Wilson stood behind Thomas, watching the screens with wide eyes. "It's definitely artificial," he said, running a hand through his gray hair. "But the way it's encoded, it's like they studied how humans think." The message, once decoded, was simple but urgent. "To the species of Earth who understand patterns in chaos, we need your help. Our fleet is stranded. Your minds may be our only hope." As news of the signal spread, the small station became crowded with military officials and government agents. They brought better equipment, more computers, and endless questions. Thomas found himself explaining the signal again and again. "Look here," he would say, pointing to the pattern. "They're not just sending numbers. They've hidden images in the mathematical noise, pictures that only make sense if you think about them the way humans do. It's like they knew exactly how our brains work." The images showed massive ships trapped in what looked like a cosmic storm. But unlike normal space storms, this one moved in patterns that seemed almost alive. By sunset the next day, Thomas hadn't slept, but he couldn't bring himself to leave. He watched as military experts argued with scientists about how to respond. Should they answer? Was it safe? What if it was a trap? "We have to help them," Thomas said quietly during one heated debate. The room fell silent as he spoke. "They didn't just send this message to anyone. They sent it specifically to us, to humans. They believe we can do something their advanced technology can't." General Roberts, who had arrived that morning, nodded slowly. "But why us? We barely have ships that can reach Mars." Thomas smiled, pointing to a new pattern emerging on his screen. "Because we're different. Look at how they describe themselves. They talk about perfect logic, about advanced AI, and technology we can barely imagine. But they're stuck because their computers can't solve this problem. They need something else." He paused, letting the implications sink in. They need human intuition. As the sun rose on the 3rd day, Earth sent its first reply to the stars. The message was approved by a dozen governments and written by a team of experts. But at its heart was a simple truth Thomas had seen first. Humanity, with all its flaws and limitations, might have something special to offer the galaxy. The aliens' response came quickly. "Thank you. We knew you would understand." And just like that, humanity's biggest adventure was about to begin. The United Earth Space Command headquarters buzzed with activity. Hundreds of experts from around the world had gathered in its massive underground complex in Geneva. Their mission: figure out how to help an alien fleet trapped in space. Captain Anna West stood before the World Council, her blue uniform crisp and neat despite the late hour. "The aliens call themselves the Stellar Concordat," she explained, pointing to the holographic display behind her. They're trapped in what they call a quantum storm, something their computers can't solve. The room was silent as she showed the latest images from deep space telescopes. Massive ships, each bigger than a small city, floated helplessly in a swirling cloud of strange energy. "But why us?" asked one of the council members. "We're centuries behind their technology." Anna smiled. "Because sometimes the oldest solutions are the best ones." She pressed a button, and new images appeared. "Look at these patterns in the storm. They're similar to ocean currents on Earth. The aliens' computers can't understand them because they're too messy, too chaotic. But humans have been dealing with chaos since we first built boats." Thomas Reed, the radio astronomer who first heard the signal, sat in the back of the room. He couldn't help but feel proud. His late-night discovery had changed everything. The council's decision was unanimous. Earth would help. But first, they needed a plan. Over the next week, the best minds on Earth worked together. They studied the aliens' messages, learning more about the quantum storm. The Stellar Concordat ships were powered by AI so advanced it could predict almost anything. But that was the problem. The storm didn't follow normal rules, and the AI couldn't adapt. "Their computers think too perfectly," Anna explained during one meeting. "They can't handle something this random. But humans, we deal with random things every day. We see patterns where computers only see chaos." The rescue plan took shape quickly. Earth would send 3 ships: the Prometheus, Daedalus, and Atlas. Each one would carry special equipment designed to study the storm up close. But choosing the crews was harder. They needed people who could think creatively, who could make quick decisions when things went wrong. Most importantly, they needed people who weren't afraid to trust their gut feelings. "This isn't just about saving aliens anymore," Anna told her team during their first briefing. "This is humanity's chance to prove ourselves to the galaxy, to show that sometimes being less advanced can be an advantage." The alien messages became more urgent as days passed. The quantum storm was growing stronger, and their ships were running out of power. Their advanced AI systems, usually perfect at predicting problems, were giving different answers every hour. Thomas joined the mission as the communications expert. His understanding of the alien signals made him invaluable. "They're scared," he told Anna one evening as they studied new messages. "All their technology, all their perfect logic, and they're stuck waiting for help from a species that barely has space travel." The day before launch, Anna gathered her crew in the Prometheus's main hall. They were a mix of military personnel and civilian experts, all chosen for their ability to think outside the box. "Tomorrow, we make history," she said. "We're not just going to save these aliens. We're going to show them that sometimes the best solutions don't come from perfect computers or advanced AI. They come from minds that aren't afraid to guess, to try new things, to make mistakes and learn from them." She looked at each crew member in turn. The Stellar Concordat called Earth because they needed something their technology couldn't give them: human creativity. "Let's show them they made the right choice." As the crews made their final preparations, excitement filled the air. Humanity's first faster-than-light mission would begin at dawn. They were about to prove that in a galaxy full of advanced civilizations, sometimes being different was the greatest advantage of all. Launch day arrived with a golden sunrise. 3 ships stood ready on their launch pads, their metal hulls gleaming in the morning light. The Prometheus, Daedalus, and Atlas represented humanity's best hope for helping the stranded alien fleet. Inside the Prometheus's control room, Captain Anna West ran through the final checks. The new faster-than-light engines hummed beneath her feet, full of power that humans had only dreamed about until a month ago. "All systems ready," reported Mike from engineering. He had spent the last 3 weeks studying the alien engine designs. "These drives are amazing, like nothing we've ever built before." Thomas Reed sat at his communication station, monitoring the latest signals from the Stellar Concordat. "The quantum storm is getting worse," he said, his face worried. "Their shields are starting to fail." Anna took a deep breath. "All ships, report in." Daedalus ready, came the response from the science vessel. Atlas standing by, reported the support ship. This is Control, said General Roberts from Earth. You are cleared for launch. Good luck out there. The countdown began. 10 seconds that would change human history forever. As the numbers reached 0, the new engines roared to life. Blue energy crackled around the ships as they lifted off, pushing against Earth's gravity. Breaking atmosphere in 3, 2, 1. Anna gripped her chair as the sky turned from blue to black. Stars appeared, bright and clear, no longer hidden by Earth's atmosphere. The real test came next. The faster-than-light drives were based on alien technology, built in just weeks. No human had ever traveled faster than light before. All ships, prepare for FTL jump, Anna ordered. Her heart was racing, but her voice stayed calm. Remember your training. This is what we prepared for. The engine's hum grew louder. Outside the ship, space itself seemed to bend and stretch. Thomas watched his instruments carefully, receiving final coordinates from the Concordat. They're cheering for us. Cheering. Mike asked from engineering. How can you tell? Thomas smiled. They're messages. They're not just sending data anymore. They're sending hope. FTL drive at full power, reported Mike. It's now or never, Captain. Anna looked at her crew, seeing the same mix of fear and excitement on every face. All ships, jump on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. The universe seemed to fold around them. Stars stretched into lines of light, then vanished completely. The ships entered what the aliens called fold space, a place between normal space where faster-than-light travel was possible. The journey had begun. What would take normal ships thousands of years would take them just days. But it wasn't easy. The new engines needed constant attention, and the alien navigation systems took time to understand. During their rest periods, the crew gathered in the ship's common room, talking about what they might find. None of them had ever seen a real alien before. The stellar Concordat had only sent images and data, never showing themselves. Maybe they're shy, joked Mike during one meal break. Or maybe they're so different from us. They're worried we'll be scared. They're trapped and asking for help, Anna reminded everyone. That makes them just like us in the ways that matter. Thomas spent most of his time studying the alien messages. Their language is changing, he told Anna on the third day. At first it was all mathematics and logic. Now they're starting to use metaphors, trying to think more like us. They're learning from us even as we travel to help them. As the ships moved deeper into space, Earth vanished behind them. They were truly alone now, the first humans to travel so far from home. But they carried with them something no other species had, the unique human ability to find solutions where pure logic failed. The rescue mission was underway. In just a few more days, they would reach the quantum storm and face their greatest test. The fate of an entire alien civilization would depend on human creativity and courage. After 5 days in fold space, the warning alarms started beeping. The human rescue fleet was approaching its destination. Captain Anna West ordered all crews to their stations as the ships prepared to return to normal space. Exiting fold space in 3, 2, 1, Mike called from engineering. The strange colors outside their windows collapsed back into normal starlight. Then everyone gasped. The quantum storm filled half the sky. It looked like a massive hurricane in space, swirling with colors that human eyes had never seen before. But what really shocked them was the size of the alien fleet trapped inside. There must be hundreds of them, Thomas whispered, counting the signals on his screen. 327 ships. Some of them are bigger than cities. The stellar Concordat ships were beautiful, sleek silver vessels with graceful curves that seemed impossible to build. But they were clearly in trouble. The storm's energy was eating away at their shields, creating patterns of light across their hulls. Incoming transmission, Thomas announced. They're sending us images of their crew. The main screen lit up, And for the first time, humans saw what the Concordat aliens looked like. They were tall, elegant beings with silvery skin that seemed to shine like their ships. Their eyes were large and full of intelligence, but right now they also showed fear. "Greetings, Earth Fleet," the alien message said. "We are grateful for your arrival, but we must warn you. The storm is worse than we described. Our finest AI systems have failed to find a safe path out. Are you certain you can help?" Anna stepped forward. "This is Captain West of the Earth Fleet. We see the problem, and yes, we can help. The storm patterns, they're familiar to us." She turned to her crew. "Look at those energy flows. They're just like ocean currents on Earth. And those lightning bursts, they follow the same patterns as our weather systems." The Daedalus, their science ship, began taking readings. "Captain, you're right," the science officer reported. "The quantum energy is moving in chaos patterns we've seen before. It's like a combination of a hurricane and a whirlpool, just on a cosmic scale." The Atlas moved closer to the storm's edge, testing the energy patterns. Suddenly, a burst of quantum lightning struck the ship. Alarms blared, but the Atlas's systems held steady. "Amazing," the Concordat aliens transmitted. "Your shields are far simpler than ours, yet they survived the strike." "How?" Mike smiled from his engineering station. "Sometimes simpler is better. We designed our shields based on how we handle lightning on Earth. Nature taught us long ago how to deal with this kind of power." The human fleet spent the next few hours studying the storm. They discovered that while the Concordat's AI couldn't predict the storm's movements, human weather forecasting methods worked surprisingly well. "It's because we grew up with chaos," Anna explained to the aliens. "Earth's weather, our oceans, even our daily lives, nothing is perfectly predictable. We learn to see patterns in the randomness, to trust our instincts when logic fails." The aliens were fascinated. Their society had relied on AI and perfect logic for so long that they had forgotten how to handle uncertainty. Now they watched in amazement as the human ships mapped safe corridors through the storm using techniques developed for Earth's oceans centuries ago. "We have a plan," Anna announced to both fleets. "We'll need to modify your ship's shields to work more like ours. Then we'll guide you out the same way ancient sailors escaped whirlpools, by working with the currents instead of fighting them." As the human crews prepared for the rescue operation, Thomas noticed something in the alien messages. "Captain," he said, "they're not just grateful. They're learning from us. They're starting to think differently, to see the value in human-style problem-solving. The rescue would be dangerous. One wrong move could destroy ships from either fleet." But as Anna looked at the determination on her crew's faces, she knew they would succeed. Humanity's greatest strength was about to save an alien civilization that had forgotten the power of imperfect, creative, human thinking. Mike's engineering team worked around the clock, transforming ancient sailing knowledge into modern space technology. The Atlas's cargo bay had become a makeshift workshop where human engineers studied pieces of alien technology. "It's like teaching a computer to dance," Mike explained to Captain Anna West, pointing to the alien shield designs on his screen. "Their systems are too perfect. They try to block everything. We need them to flow with the storm instead." The Stellar Concordat's engineers watched through video links, their silver faces showing a mix of worry and curiosity. They had never seen anyone modify their advanced technology with such simple tools. "Are you certain this will work?" one alien engineer asked, his translator making his doubt clear. "These changes go against all our safety protocols." Anna smiled. Sometimes the best answers come from the past. "Tell me, do your people swim?" The alien looked confused. "No, we have machines for moving through water." "That's the difference," Anna said. "Humans learn to swim by feeling the water, by working with it instead of fighting it. That's what we need your ships to do with this storm." On the Daedalus, the science team had created a new way to map the quantum storm. They combined Earth weather prediction software with the aliens' advanced sensors. The result looked like a strange mix of a weather map and an ocean current chart. "Look here." Thomas pointed to a pattern on the screen. "The storm has cycles, just like tides on Earth. We can use these patterns to guide the ships out." The first test came when they modified the shields on one small alien scout ship. The vessel moved to the edge of the storm, its new shields glowing with a softer light than before. Everyone held their breath as the scout ship entered the storm. Quantum energy swirled around it, but instead of fighting the energy, the modified shields bent and flowed with it, just like a swimmer moving with the waves. "It's working," Mike shouted from engineering. "The shield stress is 30% lower than their original design." The Concordat aliens were amazed. Their own AI had spent months trying to solve this problem with complex calculations, yet humans had found a solution by thinking about oceans and swimming. But they weren't finished yet. Anna gathered the fleet commanders for the next phase of the plan. "We'll need to create safe corridors through the storm," she explained, "like channels through dangerous waters. Each ship will need to follow these paths exactly." The alien commanders looked uncertain. "Our ships are not designed to follow such imprecise paths," one said. "We rely on exact calculations." "Then it's time to learn something new," Anna replied. She turned to her crew. "Show them how we handle rough seas on Earth." The human crews began teaching the aliens about reading currents, about feeling the flow of energy, about trusting instincts along with instruments. It was like teaching master mathematicians to dance. Awkward at first, but slowly they began to understand. Mike's team worked with each alien ship, modifying their shields one by one. Thomas helped create a new communication system that let the ships share information about storm conditions in real time, just like weather warnings on Earth. "The key is flexibility," Anna explained to the fleet. "Your computers want everything to be perfect, but nature isn't perfect. It's wild and chaotic, and sometimes the only way to survive is to dance with the chaos." As the last ship's shields were modified, Anna looked out at the massive fleet trapped in the quantum storm. Tomorrow, they would begin the rescue operation. 327 alien ships would trust their survival to human intuition and creativity. "Are we ready?" she asked Mike and Thomas. They nodded. Years of human experience dealing with storms, seas, and unpredictable weather had prepared them for this moment. Tomorrow, they would prove that sometimes the best technology isn't the most advanced. It's the kind that remembers where it came from. The day of the rescue operation arrived. The quantum storm raged around them, its strange colors filling every window. Captain Anna West stood on the Prometheus's bridge, watching as the massive alien fleet prepared to move. "All ships, report status," she called out. One by one, the modified alien vessels checked in. Their new shields glowed with a softer light, ready to bend with the storm's energy instead of fighting it. "Remember your training," Anna broadcast to both human and alien crews. "Follow the safe corridors exactly. Trust your instincts along with your instruments." The rescue plan was simple but dangerous. The human ships would lead the way, creating paths through the storm that the alien vessels could follow. They would move in groups of 20, using the storm's own patterns to help push them forward. "First group, prepare to move," Anna ordered. The Prometheus took the lead, with the Daedalus and Atlas flanking the first group of alien ships. Thomas watched his communication screen carefully, ready to warn of any sudden changes in the storm. "Storm tide rising," reported the Daedalus. "First channel opening in 3, 2, 1. The Prometheus moved forward into the storm. Energy crackled around their shields, but just as they had planned, the ship rode the currents like a boat on rough seas. Behind them, 20 alien ships followed in perfect formation. "First group is in the channel," Mike reported from engineering. "Shields holding steady." "It's working, Captain." But the storm had other plans. Halfway through the first group's escape, a massive surge of quantum energy appeared directly in their path. "Emergency," called the Daedalus. "Energy spike detected." The computers can't calculate a safe route. The alien ships started to panic, their crews falling back on their old training. Their computers buzzed with countless calculations, trying to find a perfect solution that didn't exist. Ignore the computers, Anna commanded. Watch the energy flow. It's just like a rogue wave at sea. We don't fight it. We ride it. She turned to her helmsman. Hard turn to port. Everyone follow our lead. The Prometheus turned sharply left, seemingly heading straight into danger. The alien crews watched in horror, but years of ocean navigation had taught humans something important. Sometimes the safest path is through the wave, not away from it. Just as the energy surge reached them, the Prometheus tilted its shields at an angle. The quantum energy rolled over them like a wave over a surfboard. One by one, the alien ships copied the maneuver. Keep moving, Anna ordered. Don't stop. Use the surge's momentum. The energy surge actually helped push them forward, adding speed to their escape. As they emerged from the other side, cheers erupted across both fleets. That was incredible, transmitted one of the alien commanders. Our AI said that maneuver had a 0% chance of success. Sometimes you have to ignore the odds, Anna replied with a smile. Water taught us that long ago. Group after group followed, each facing its own challenges. When shield power ran low on 3 alien ships, the Atlas quickly showed them how to share power between vessels. Another trick learned from Earth's old naval fleets. As the last group prepared to move, Thomas noticed something strange. Captain, look at the storm patterns, he said excitedly. The aliens' computers are starting to predict them correctly. They're learning from watching us. It was true. The stellar Concordat's AI systems were adapting, learning to see patterns in chaos just as humans did. By watching how humans handled the unpredictable, they were evolving beyond their original programming. The final group of ships entered the escape channel. Behind them, the quantum storm seemed to grow even stronger, as if angry at losing its prey. But it was too late. The combined human and alien fleet had found its way to safety. As the last ship cleared the storm's edge, a new sound filled the communication channels. The alien crews had started singing, a complex, beautiful melody of victory and gratitude. They had learned more than just how to escape a storm. They had learned that sometimes the best solutions come from working with nature instead of trying to control it. 2 weeks after the rescue, the combined fleet arrived at the stellar Concordat's home system. 7 suns circled each other in a complex dance, their light reflecting off the silver hulls of thousands of ships that had come to welcome them. The Prometheus led the Earth ships through a massive space gate, entering a vast space dock that could hold entire cities. Captain Anna West stood at her viewing window, amazed by the scale of alien engineering around them. Look at that, Mike whispered, pointing to floating structures that seemed to be made of pure light. All this amazing technology, and they still needed us to save them. The welcome ceremony was unlike anything humans had ever seen. The great hall of the Concordat's High Council stretched for miles, its crystal walls showing views of space in all directions. Alien leaders from 100 worlds gathered to honor the human crews. The High Speaker of the Concordat, a tall figure whose silver skin shimmered with patterns of light, addressed the gathered crowd. Today, we celebrate more than just a rescue. The aliens' words translated in everyone's ears. Today, we celebrate a lesson that will change our civilization forever. Thomas Reed, who had first heard their distress call, sat with Anna and Mike in the places of honor. He could hardly believe how far they'd come from that quiet night in the listening post. For too long, the High Speaker continued, we believed that advancement meant moving away from our natural instincts. We trusted only in perfect logic, in flawless calculations. We forgot that nature itself is not perfect, not predictable. We forgot how to adapt. The speaker turned to the human crew. But you remembered. Your species kept the wisdom of wind and wave, of storm and sea. You showed us that true intelligence means balancing logic with instinct, calculation with creativity. Then came the surprise. The Concordat didn't just want to thank humanity. They wanted to learn from them. They proposed a grand exchange. Alien technology for human wisdom. We offer Earth full membership in the Stellar Concordat, the High Speaker announced. But we ask for something special in return. We want human teachers. We want to learn how you see patterns in chaos, how you trust your instincts, how you dance with uncertainty instead of fearing it. The Earth governments quickly agreed. Within months, the exchange began. Alien students came to Earth to learn about sailing, weather prediction, and creative problem-solving. Human teachers traveled to alien worlds, sharing centuries of experience dealing with nature's unpredictability. Thomas found himself appointed as Earth's first ambassador to the Concordat. His ability to understand both human intuition and alien logic made him perfect for the role. One evening, 6 months after the rescue, he stood with Anna and Mike on an observation deck, watching ships from both civilizations working together in space. "You know what's funny?" Mike said, pointing to a group of alien engineers learning to sail on Earth's oceans. "They're starting to enjoy the uncertainty. Yesterday, I saw one of them actually laughing when they got splashed by a wave." Anna nodded. They're remembering something their technology made them forget, that sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. The Stellar Concordat was changing. Their AI systems now included human chaos factors in their calculations. Their ships were redesigned to work with space phenomena instead of just fighting against them. They had learned that imperfection could be a strength. As Thomas watched a new group of alien students arrive at Earth's space station, he remembered that first strange signal he'd detected so many months ago. "They called us because they needed help," he said quietly. But they found something more important. They found a new way of thinking. A small alien child waved at them from a passing ship, its silver skin glowing with excitement. The humans waved back, smiling at the future they had helped create. The age of perfect logic was over. A new era had begun, one where human creativity and alien technology would work together, making both civilizations stronger. And it all started because humanity had remembered something important. Sometimes the oldest wisdom is the best wisdom of all.